All right, so Mortal Kombat also came out this week. It was a really good week, I have to admit, of just like entertainment, geek entertainment. Like if you are a straight up geek of just you're just a fan of just the culture of geekdom, this week was like everything. We had Mortal Kombat, and then Thursday and Friday we had Invincible, Mortal Kombat, Falcon Winter Soldier, a.k.a. Captain America Winter Soldier. What else dropped this week? Oh, we found out that Captain America is going to come out with a new movie, Secret Invasion. Yo, it was like, holy shit. Everything. I mean, the only side that was quiet was just DC. DC didn't come out with anything or let us know that anything was popping. But I did see a video of Zack Snyder looking at some kids who recreated his trailer, which was pretty cool, for Army of the Dead, which was pretty cool. Mortal Kombat. What's your thoughts, man? What's your takeaway from this movie?
So the movie was directed by Simon I'm going to butcher his last name, McQuoid. I just learned this was his first directorial debut for a feature. So
really?
If this was your first movie, hey, good on you, man.
Yeah.
Good job. There were things that I loved, and then there were things that obviously I had issues with. But the thing is, the thing with Mortal Kombat, it is such a large world.
Yeah.
And there's so much going on that to try to throw in all this stuff into one movie is really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to make one Mortal Kombat movie. Yeah. The best way to go about it, I think, is by creating a series.
Yeah, I mean, you
so much.
You would think that they gave Zack Snyder 4 hours. They would have gave this guy 4 hours. I'm just saying, this would have been a well-deserved 4-hour movie than Justice League. That's not going anywhere.
Yikes.
I'm just saying.
I think I would have enjoyed this 4 hours more than...
I'm just saying.
Oh. The feud between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that intro, loved it. I will pay anything to see a series on just those two clans going at it with each other.
Yeah.
I would love to see what started the feud. The battle between Sub-Zero and Scorpion at the end, fantastic. Did you notice that they changed the "Get Over Here" from the trailer?
Yeah.
So everyone complained when the trailer came out about how he said "Get over here" because his voice was so muffled. It was like,
yeah. I mean, COVID compliance.
And
what do you want?
There's rumors that they actually brought in the original voice actor from the video game to redo it. And it sounded more clear in the movie, like, get over here, which kind of doesn't make sense because the guy's Japanese, bro.
Bro, I said the same thing. I was like, why? I'm like, wait a minute. Why didn't he say that in Japanese? I'm like, oh, wait, is it an American game? I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's his only... He was in hell for a long time. Maybe he met an American dude down there, and it was like, that was the only thing that the guy would say to him.
So going back, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, I loved.
How do you say "get over here" in Japanese?
In the Sub-Zero's, Scorpion's descendant, Cole, not a big fan. I really didn't care anything about him. I even if they would have developed his storyline more, I think would not have mattered to me. One of my favorite characters was Kano because of how funny he was.
Oh yeah, dude.
He was great. But it was just I felt like it was so rushed. Mm-hmm. And then when they started fighting, it took me a minute to realize, like, oh, is this the Mortal Kombat? Like, is this the fight?
Are we in Mortal Kombat right now?
Oh, this is it? I thought it was going to be a little more formal, but...
From what was Shang Tsung, from what he said, I think I fucked up his name. Shang Tsung?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, from what he said, there's no rules to Mortal Kombat, like, meaning, like, you can actually... There's a competition that's supposed to take place once every generation, but before that generation, you can kill anybody that you want. So the Mortal Kombat never really took place. What we're seeing is this is before the Mortal Kombat actually happens.
So this was him trying to sabotage.
Yeah. That's why I made a joke being like, damn, so they lost 9. I'm like, man, so when they lost the first one, they must have been like, we all right. We're good. We still got like 9 more. We can still get them. And now they're at the 9th one. It's like, oh shit. So I want to know if if it was to the point that was they just killing people off? Like there was no Mortal Kombat for 9 generations, or was it like there was actually competition and Earth Realm always defeated them in every competition until it got to the point that it's like, you know what, let's start fucking cheating. We're gonna kill them off before they can even walk through the goddamn door. And then, since they're not gonna show up, we automatically win. We win again. We win again. We win again. They win for the 9th generation in a row, which is like, I mean, Raiden's been falling. You're not doing your job, homie.
Yeah, even Shang Tsung said like, "Oh, the elder gods don't care." Like,
yeah,
they haven't really cared. They're not really like running this. And it's like, so who is running it? Like, I don't get it. Like,
so they just want to watch it. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about it at all. And I don't even know anything about the elder gods or anything like that. Somebody tried to tell me what's the whole lore about Mortal Kombat, even the whole Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like why they hate each other kind of thing. And from what I know, what happened in the movie is exactly what happens in the game. Sub-Zero kills Scorpion family. He comes back from hell or from whatever realm he comes to, but he has this vengeance in his heart that he kills Sub-Zero, and then Sub-Zero's brother is the new Sub-Zero. And Scorpion and Sub-Zero are having, a battle with each other. And I think Sub-Zero and Scorpion finally, they end up commenting. He says, okay, you killed my brother. I'm going to kill you. But my brother killed your family, so let's just squash the beef kind of shit. Let's just squash the beef, and then we'll just have peace kind of stuff. So that was the whole premise of it. But the previous the previous Sub-Zero becomes somebody, a Nylok or some shit like that. He becomes a new fighter kind of stuff. That's why Shang Tsung says that death is
just another portal.
Just another portal, because he can bring people from death kind of shit.
I do think they if they make the sequel, I have a feeling they're gonna bring back Kano from the dead.
Yeah.
Did you notice his eye? And I feel like now they're gonna give him
the metal plate thing.
I think that was just like an intro for that or whatever.
Yeah. That was. Did you see that? They not zip tie. What's that dude's name? Slipknot. That girl with the wings. She was in there for like.
So for those who don't know, when we reviewed Suicide Squad, my biggest complaint was that Slipknot was the biggest waste of time in the movie. They gave him a couple lines. Why? They exploded him in like seconds. And then for this character, the
girl with the wings,
the chick with the wings, what is her character?
Doesn't even fucking matter what her name is. Her name is Slipknot.
Natara. She's a vampirist.
I stopped the world and melt with you.
She comes in, has no lines.
No lines.
Why would you give her any lines?
No lines, no waiting. She dies just like that. Wow.
Flawless victory.
It was beautiful. Shh. Yo, the way that he cut through her, dog, a fucking seamstress would have been impressed. It was so amazing. It was
perfectly down the line.
It was, so her eyes wasn't. It's like she wanted it. She knew she was there for, just to get bladed up, just like that. And it was so funny because Shang Tsung was just like promoting her so much that look at her wings. She's so beautiful. She's amazing, isn't she? It's like, dog, chill on her, bro. I've never seen her fight before. I don't know what she's gonna bring to the table. It was all right.
She brought nothing.
She brought nothing to the table. You know what other character was funny to me? what's that guy's name who had the two weapons? He had this New York Raphael Ninja Turtle.
Oh my god! Yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Hey, my name is Tony from down the street. You want a pizza? You want a New York sized pizza?
So I'm not well versed in the world of Mortal Kombat.
What was that guy's name?
Cabal.
Cabal. By the way, this is how you say "get over here" in Japanese.
ここを乗り越えて
Yeah, I'm glad they went with the English version.
No, I said it wrong.
ここを乗り越えて
I think that's cool. That goes. That follows. I can see that. Yeah. What's that dude's name again?
So Cabal.
Cabal. Is he from New York? I liked it. You didn't like it? You didn't like the
Dude,
whole...
I was not expecting Tony Soprano to be in that suit. I was expecting, like, whoever was going to voice Goro to be like,
Yeah, my name's Cabal. Hey, what's going on?
I know this fucking douchebag that owes me a couple dollars, and I think he could join the gang. I'm trying to look up his biography to see if he really is supposed to be from like New Jersey or something. Yeah, I don't see anything.
My name is Tony Calico from down the street. I'm from uptown. You want a slice of pizza? Oh, get out of here. What's your name? Doesn't matter.
Like, I would love to see how the fuck he ended up in that fucking suit.
Yeah. Well, Kato put him in that suit.
But like,
he said that that's the reason. That's the only way he can breathe because of that shit. He said, "Oh, your eyes are redder than before." Yo, that like for I'm not really good at fighting games, but I do know like Mortal Kombat and shit like that. So I can see how people who don't know anything about Mortal Kombat could like be into it after watching this movie. Just after seeing like the characters like Kato and what's that guy's name? Psylocke? Was that
Cabal?
Cabal and Goro, and I'm saying nothing but people who died. I'm realizing that shit right now. All these characters and how like flamboyant they are, man. I can see how you can really get into it just based off of that alone. Dude, we didn't even get to. They didn't even show anything about like Johnny Cage, which is, I think he's gonna fucking steal the show in the next movie. Whoever they got, yeah.
The way Kano stole the show in this movie,
yeah.
Johnny Cage, if they decide to go with a sequel, he needs to steal the show in the second one.
Yeah, he has to, because this dude, while I was watching the movie, I was like, all these lines that he's saying is something that Johnny Cage would have said. Johnny, like he's dead or something like that. I'm like, Johnny Cage would have said that, because it was funny ass fucking lines.
I think the best line was like, "Go put on a shirt, Magic Mike."
Yeah, he was calling him everything, bro. Like all the references was fucking hilarious, man. I love that. He did his move when he ripped out the guy's reptile's heart. When I was watching it with Delgado, and he was sad that Reptile died. Reptile got a slip knot too. He got fucking slip knotted. Dog, they slip knotted two motherfuckers in that movie. You see them and you don't, just like that. Like they were just there just for the fatalities, and you could see like how the writer was just like he had the board just full of characters and stuff like this. We just need somebody just to be.
He went like this. Someone needs to break into the house and whoop their asses, but then he's gonna die.
He's gonna die. Boom.
Oh, reptile.
Okay, that's cool. We'll make him an actual reptile. We like that. Because in the game, I remember that Reptile was just Sub-Zero or Scorpion, but he just had green. Just replace the blues with greens, and then you got Reptile. And I know that they did that just for like shit. They just did that just because of character. It's more money to add another character looking kind of guy. So you just have them all look exactly the same. They basically wanted to cover all the Power Rangers, all the colors. They wanted all of them represented, because there's also Smoke who look just like all those. It's like all the ninjas look the same, but no, they don't. They don't. As the Mortal Kombat history goes more towards our time in the future, characters start to look like like less identical. Like Smoke starts to smoke what he's supposed to do, and that's all I got to say about that, man. Reptile died like Reptile. Did he die the same way in the old movie too? Like he showed up and he died like just like that.
No, but he didn't get his heart ripped out.
No, he didn't get his heart ripped out. But there was a scene that made no sense to me in the old movie. Oh, my bad, not old movie. The classic.
The original.
The original.
No, Liu Kang basically does.
He throws him into like some type of body or some shit.
Yeah, and then like the
thing like traps him into the body, and then he turns into like a ninja. Which I don't know if that I don't know what's the thought process behind that, but the same guy who directed that movie was the same guy who did Resident Evil and all those movies with Mila Jovovich. So that tells you a lot. That dude.
Which movie do you prefer, this or the original?
Damn. You know what? Shit. That's a good question. I did like the fact that there was an actual Mortal Kombat in the original. And on top of that, I remember watching the movie and they had like a feast before the Mortal Kombat. And I was like, man, I just remember being a little kid being like.
That turkey leg that Kato was eating?
Yo, that shit was so like, damn, bro. I want to be there. I don't want to fight, but I just want to be one of those guys. Hey, let me get a plate real quick. Just get a plate and be like, yeah, I'm out. I'm going back on the boat. I see y'all because, that shit was fucking delicious. And nobody actually ate there because they had a fight. They had like a demonstration of how Sub-Zero kills people kind of shit. So nobody actually ate. But
you just want to eat, and then when they go, hey, it's your turn. No. He won.
He won. I'm good. I'm just here for the food, to be honest. That's the only thing I'm killing. You get me? But yeah, man. Fuck, man. I'm going to say this one because I did like the fact that not Luke Cage. What's that dude's name? The dude with the kicks. Oh,
Liu Kang?
Liu Kang. He really didn't. He was just like a regular person.
He's supposed to be like the chosen one.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the chosen one. Not in this one. He was not the chosen one. The chosen one was some new fighter that they had who
makes a career out of losing.
Yeah, he makes a career out of getting his ass whooped. So it makes sense that his abilities is to take a punch. He's basically Captain America's shield. His suit is made out of vibranium, kind of thing. But what negates him? I guess being cold. Because when Sub-Zero froze that damage that he was doing to him, he couldn't fucking use his chest and his warm touch anymore. I don't know what the hell was going on with him, but because I asked, I was like, yo, is this character in the games? Nah, I've never seen this guy before in my life. Huh? Okay. All right.
Like it was like they wanted to introduce this new character to create this new story. Yeah. It's kind of like the Titanic, right? Like. The Titanic is supposed to be about a boat sinking, but no, let's create a story with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
And let's, and I feel like I didn't care about his story. I actually cared more about the Scorpion and Sub-Zero feud, like, more than anything.
It's that whole thing that happens when you're writing a story and we as the audience need somebody to relate to, because that's why when you see a movie, every time you see a movie that's about like old IP or just classic IP kind of thing, there's always like a character that you're supposed to. This person asks the question. Let's say Dredd, the movie that just came out like 3 years ago. We were supposed to relate to the sidekick who was like, this is her first day on the job, because she's going to be asking the questions that we are going to be asking because this is old IP. So since this is old, she's asking, what's going on here? Why is this place right here? Why is this going on? Kind of shit. So that's why, and on top of that, by doing that, they get double, like, she gets like double love, because on top of like asking the questions that we want to ask, she's also like, this person also has like abilities, or we find comfort in them. So that's why. I mean, Hollywood does that, but to be honest, we really didn't need that. We Like Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. They did that in the Sonic movie. What's that guy's name? The human guy from the Sonic movie. He was our reliable. He was our He was our person who was supposed to our Sherpa into this IP that's already existed, kind of thing. One movie they didn't do that into is actually every character. I was gonna say Jumanji, but everybody was that guy, was that person, because they were all asking questions and they were getting answers and stuff like that from the same thing, which was pretty cool.
So what would you give this out of 4 fatalities?
Out of 4 fatalities, I would give this movie 4 fatalities. 4 fatalities. Yeah, how about you?
Good. I'd give it 2.5.
2.5? Really?
Yeah.
What if it falls short for you?
Going Cole, I not really caring. The fact that they made him the protagonist, I really didn't care so much about it.
What about Sonya Blade?
So I felt like all of that was rushed, and then the whole thing about like they basically treated her like shit. Like, oh, you're a liability. Nah, but she just beat one of the chosen ones.
Yeah.
And I don't know. All of that. And then the fact that, like,
I didn't like the fact that they fucked up her history of why. Because I remember in the last movie, the reason why she hated Kato is because Kato killed, like, her partner or killed, like, her father or something like that. And I think that's the same lore from the game. So I'm like, why is she, like, she's cool with him just because he knows where to go? I'm like, nah. Like, I'm like, there should be some type of history, like, some type of, like, something that's preventing, like, there should be something that wants her to kill him, but she's drawn back because he knows where to go, kind of thing. I thought it was going to be like when she says that, well, he knows where to go, and he said, oh, you know, there's more to that. She really wants to kill me because I kind of took out, it should have been like her father had that symbol, that mark. He killed her father, and now he has the mark, or something like that.
Also, I think the villains weren't really well defined. Like, I thought like the original Shang Tsung, I love way more than this Shang Tsung. Like, he was like an evil bad guy in the original one. This one, it was like he was kind of like in the background. He wasn't really intimidating.
Well, he did the your soul is mine thing.
Yeah, but like, I was terrified of the original one.
Yeah,
like he fucking scared me. This one was just like, I don't know.
It's like, you're not terrified, man? Your soul is mine. I mean, you can have it if you want it. I don't care. Take it from me.
Which that was another thing that kind of bothered me. The fact that he took Kung Lao's soul so easily. Mm-hmm. He just looked at him and said, "Oh, hey,"
just like that.
I thought, like, oh, don't you have to, like, kind of, like, defeat him a little bit? Like,
no,
Kung Lao was supposed to be this great warrior.
He's supposed to, but he didn't have his hat.
Oh, that's what it was.
He ain't had his hat. If he had his hat, it would have been a different story. That's a shitty power, dog. The fuck? Like, can you call it? No, you can't. It's. I mean, I'm basically saying, like, Captain America's shield is shit, too, but, I mean.
But you would think that it was, like, a power that came from inside of you. It's like, oh, no, my hat's my power.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So you're saying that, so when you got your power, were you just wearing like a regular cap, like a New York Yankees hat, and then that shit turned into that? And how do you not, I always want to know how does he not cut himself? Is it like, is it sharp when you go left and it's dull if you go right kind of thing? Because he always does this. He always goes right when he swipes it with his hand to like wipe the blood. But maybe when he goes left, it's sharp or some shit. I'm trying to fucking Bill Nye this shit, but it's like really like, yo, just don't even think about it.
It's a video game movie. It's a video game movie.
I would like to see him practicing with that shit. I would like to see him like try to throw it in, you know, I cut myself kind of shit. Like, I want to see that he has marks all over his fucking body, like Edward Scissorhands. Like, oh shit, he's been training a long time with this shit, and he finally knows how to use it, kind of shit. Rather than, you know, it's in your soul, whatever your heart. I don't know, man. It's the power of friendship. I don't know how the fuck they use their powers and abilities, kind of shit. But it is what it is.
Hopefully, if they do make a second one, I would love to see Johnny Cage being Johnny Cage. A little bit more backstory on Liu Kang. And like I said, if I were them, I'm gonna make an entire series on just Sub-Zero and Scorpion and like that whole.
But I have another question. So, what's your thoughts on this? Let it breathe a little bit. Let it breathe. Yeah? It doesn't get you? This is Steve Iacco. Oh, this is actually Benjamin Wallfish Water Tower.
Does it have any lyrics, like any words?
Yeah, he says Mortal Kombat.
He does say it?
Yeah, it's halfway through the song, though. I don't want to skip it.
Way.
Oh, here you go. It's a build-up to the Mortal Kombat, because that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? He knows that's what we're here for.
Like, kind of like in the original, how they start with it.
Here you go. Yeah. You see the drop? Look at the build-up. Look at it. This is Ultra, dog.
So
this is Ultra.
This is 100% Ultra Festival.
This is Ultra.
If they would have played this during the movie like they did in the original one,
they played it on the credits.
But like, remember when Liu Kang and Shang Tsung fought in the original one? That they fought to that song, like, bro, that's what gave that scene so much power.
No, what gave this? Oh yeah, it did. But
bro, when they take off their robes and you just hear. Test your mind, like you don't get hyped up.
But maybe it's because it wasn't actual Mortal Kombat that they were fighting in. It wasn't a Mortal Kombat in this movie. There was no Mortal Kombat at all. Right. This is like, what did one of them say? It said,